This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
What's up, everybody? It's
What's
another NFC show, and we are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, as part of the Northeast Streaming Sports Network. There's three of the four of us here today. Doesn't matter because Washington, we don't ever hear from Washington anyways. So he's missed. He's got some stuff going on. Had to take care of that. Got to wake up very early in the morning, and these shows just don't really conducive to that. So, anyways, how you guys doing?
Oh, I'm good. Real good. How you guys doing today?
Better now that training camp's gonna be kicking in.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. When are they going to Archimed or Arkanog?
Oxnard
or Farfanugan, whatever it's.
That'll be tomorrow. They travel today.
Okay. So they start to, and do they actually? I assume like everything else, they have physicals and everything tomorrow. Get their playbooks and start, their room assignments.
Yeah, it's quite interesting how big Oxnard has gotten with the apartment complexes and everything else that have been built around that. So I don't know how much too longer they're going to be there for, but yeah, it's got to go get your physicals, get the playbooks, start kicking it off. So
they got a deep contract on that place, don't they?
I'm not sure about that. I wouldn't think so. I would think that it's every couple of years, but the amount of stuff that's been built around there is insane.
You would think that with Jerry got to be getting something out of this because, like, I don't know about Philly, but I do know the Giants organization, they do their training camp in the facility at East Rutherford. And the only reason why I'm thinking Jerry does it as far as he does. I mean, we can make the argument he's getting everybody out of the Texas weather, to do the training. But in the long run, it's like, what benefit do they have going from here to California? Because someone had brought to my attention that there's like 10 trailers, or it could be more, 10 to 15 trailers of equipment that go back and forth. So, I mean, it's not cheap.
No.
And Jerry being the businessman he is, I wonder what he's
It's based off the fan base that's out there. California has a large Dallas Cowboys following. Plus, the other side is the weather and then
They're just faking it. They just want the money.
the practice between the teams of LA. So
Yeah, that's what I would think is probably more important. That they are closer
they get the
to
practices right there between LA. That's close enough. So
So Philly, I hate to change the subject, take a pivot, but I got a question for you from Mason, the Viking fan. He said, "What is AJ Brown's ranked out of wide receivers?"
4th
Okay,
in the league. He's ranked 4th.
okay.
So
Now is that your ranking or is that? I mean,
no,
is it
that
like
was
receptions?
through ESPN.
Okay, so that ESPN's back in. Okay.
Yeah, so it's and I yeah, like I said, to just come up with number 4, I'm like, oh, okay, we're the 3 above him, but it's like so I don't know who those other 3 are, but I know that he was ranked 4th.
Okay.
So
I'll tell you
our
what,
team is ranked first in the NFC East, though. I just wanted to let you know that.
I saw a couple of pictures the other day of that kid with your QB, and I'm gonna tell you, he's a big kid.
Which
Well, the
one?
wide receiver?
Yeah, Brown.
Mm.
Oh, AJ
Yeah,
Brown.
Yeah.
What is he, like 6'5" or something like that?
Yeah, he's a big kid, man. I was looking at him. He's on one knee, and there's this QB looking at him right in the eye, and I'm like, damn.
That must have been Russell Wilson.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know that they're pretty. Some quarterbacks are fairly short. So
yeah. I was just seeing the contract talks that were going on with Kyler Murray for Arizona, the stipulation that they placed in there, and it befuddled the NFC, the Total Access show, the guys on there, because he has to study 4 hours of film minimum a week.
That's in his
And
only
contract?
4.
That's in his contract.
Only
So,
4.
4.
Only
So
4.
that's what it says. So you would think if they placed that stipulation in the contract, there was something going on within him and the organization that had to put, for that stipulation to be put in the contract. And going through it, it wasn't just a QB that was having an issue with it. The other guys were having issues with it. There's a lot of players that are saying, what are we going to have, if I'm a running back and I'm watching, 15, 20 hours, during the week, what does that say about my QB who's not watching anything apparently?
Yeah, I don't understand that stipulation. I wish they could, kind of delve in that a little more, kind of give it. Did anybody ask any questions as to why?
Well, I'm saying is that I believe, from what they're hearing and what I'm seeing is that he wasn't studying any film at all.
See, that's the first thing that goes through my head.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yes.
And that's why I'm saying that Mike Robb and those guys, they were just, I was just hearing it several minutes ago, Mike Robb's a running back and he was taking issue with it, saying, hey, I'm watching a lot more film than that. And those guys, and we're analysts. So how is it that you're playing with a team and only have to have, you're having to do 4 hours as part of your stipulation for a contract? And one thing that was brought up as well is that, that could be a way out for the Arizona Cardinals. If it's not, seen through that he's not, living up to his contract.
Yeah, who is going to be able to test that to make sure that he's got 4 hours of time? Is he clocking in and out every week to do that?
I'm going to
somebody watching him, babysitting?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be based on clocking in and out. You go up to the facility, and that's where you're going to watch your film because they're the ones that are going to have the capability to have that done. So
that was like the Deshaun Watson thing where they were giving him blank tapes to watch.
Well,
I heard that, right? It was some quarterback they were given, or maybe that was Haskins.
No, it was Jamarcus Russell, the Raiders.
The Raiders, yes.
It was the Raiders quarterback.
No,
I'm good, coach. I'm good. We good. We ready? We can run whatever you want to run. I'm good. Ready, dude. There was nothing on the CD that I gave you. There's nothing.
Great.
Speaking of I want to focus on his actions because you know me. I'm all about character. Okay. I'm huge on character. You can sigh all you want to, Philly.
Oh no, I didn't
Um,
sigh. I just was here, and you got me when you said you're huge.
well, look, I told you not to say that. You said you could keep a secret, but it's out. So we already talked about this
So
at the draft.
who are we talking about?
We were talking about. Well, I'm huge. I mean, that's a given because my belt was definitely bigger than his,
Yeah, I'm
and we'll just
talking
leave it
about
at that.
just his mass. No, I wasn't talking about the belt.
And that's what he said. That's what she said. That's what she
All
said.
right. All right.
So my whole thing about his actions is, and his character is, the fact that he unfollowed every Cardinals player, the Cardinals organization on social media. He threw up a tantrum. He wanted CeeDee Lamb on the team. I mean, there's a lot of stipulations that he kind of put in play. That I mean, obviously, CeeDee Lamb is still with the Dallas Cowboys. I just felt that it was unnecessary, and I don't. We can argue that it wasn't him. We can argue that it was his agent, and this was just a ploy to get what he wanted, and he got it. I don't like how NFL players today, not all, just a few, are throwing these tantrums.
I think it's a part of business now with these guys.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't liking it, but I think that's just what it comes down to is that these guys are basically taking their ball and going home, and part of that is their social media content and who can follow and who can't, and I think that's their way of sending a message.
Yeah, they did call it independent study. and also, so these contracts that these players are getting, I mean, they're beautifully written to where it doesn't affect the team as much on the salary cap, but it's going to hurt the growth of the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, honestly, we're seeing it now with Dak's contract. Let's be honest. I mean, they can't sign. They're not able to move money around as they were, or the fact that they're restructuring his contract year after year after year to make room. Arizona is going to be in a similar situation as, say, the Dallas Cowboys are. I mean, that's one reason why the Chiefs did not sign Hill, because it was going to be detrimental to their future.
Well, I mean, the whole cap thing is just, I mean, I don't even know what to say about it anymore with the amount of money that's being spent. It's like, is there really a cap with the renegotiations like you're describing? Yeah.
You mean with the structuring of the deals?
Yes. And see that this is what makes Tom Brady great, in my opinion.
Thank you. Go ahead.
This is what makes Tom Brady great, is that he is a team player through and through and says, you know what? I know I can get the money, but I need the players around me to make it better. And that's why, the success that he has year in, year out is due to that. He knows, okay, 22 million. Okay. I can live with that. Let me get 22 million and make sure I got me a wide receiver I can throw to.
It was funny because I just heard him talking about something like this.
Oh my God. You better
he
not.
Said, you know how I feel about this country.
No, you should have been like, you know how I feel about my money. So, okay, real quick. So since I got it up, the cap hit that Kyler Murray is going to put on his team, okay, that they're trying to win a championship, year 2023. Okay, hold on. Cap hit for this year, 2022, it's 12.6. Okay. Then the 2023, 16. Now, this is where it gets expensive, and this is where they're going to start restructuring his deal. 2014, almost close to 52 million. Whew. That's a cap hit. And then you got 46 mil, because it's like 45.6. Then you go 55, but it's 55.5, so we can say 56. And then we go 43 or 44, however. And then you got 46 million. I mean, they're going to restructure his deal more than once.
Oh, I believe so. And again, that's why I believe they put, and this is one clause that was put into the contract. So who knows what else is in there that can get the Cardinals out if they need to from this contract.
Well, they do have a potential out after 2027. So, but it's only like 1 year, and then 2029 he's a free agent. So
Yeah.
a UFA, unrestricted free agent. So.
Yeah.
But God,
In 2029, he's
160,
not even going to be.
160 million guaranteed.
Yep.
I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
That's not.
but that's
Deshaun
4
Watson.
years. But that's really right now in the age of contracts. That's 4 years.
Yeah. Well, that's 4 years at what? 40 million a year?
Well, I mean, let's talk about it. What's his face is getting 50.
Who? Watson? You're talking about?
Rodgers.
Aaron.
Oh, right. Yeah, but that's not fair though, because Rodgers, he already got his ring. He already got his MVPs.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It matters on who's actually paying the bill and whether they think he's worth it or not. So at 4 years, at 40 million, they're stuck with him for 4 years at 40 million for 160 million dollars. After that, they can cut him. Because they've already absorbed that hit.
You're right, because you're only as worth as what someone will pay you.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's very true. That's what
they felt he was worth, and I don't know.
Well,
man.
they didn't really have a choice. It became a matter of what are you going to do if he doesn't sign. He's crying about it already. Blah blah blah. Again, I think we mentioned this last week. I'm not a big fan of quarterbacks that cry for their money. That just means that he's going to be crying because he got hurt or something, and then it's somebody else's fault why they didn't win. I mean, he hasn't won a playoff game yet, from what I remember, right?
Yeah, and his one playoff game was dismal.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing is when other players start getting in the conversation about the attitude that somebody takes, it starts to fall apart.
Well,
so we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I know what we'll see, but
do you see there, Sneaky?
Say again.
Andrew Adams might be signing with the Giants.
Okay.
I don't know who Andrew Adams even is. So
I think I do, but let me Gabe, expand on that. Who is Aaron? I think I know, but go ahead and
Andrew.
Andrew Adams. Let's see, I can look him up real quick.
I did see a question from DeVroy. He was asking about Tolbert, wide receiver for us, that's coming in on his rookie year. I think he's going to do good. I don't think he's going to be the number one. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to be the number one. It's just going to be
he's a safety.
Fun to see in training camp to see where this goes. But I believe CeeDee Lamb's going to be the overall number one.
Well, I can imagine, especially since Cooper's gone now. And he's playing with old booty hole. And that's how he's going to be known from here on out. Like
I was seeing him throwing the ball on ESPN, and I ain't gonna lie, that's the first thing that came to mind. It's like, how does that not cross the player's mind? Especially when you look at a football, right? At the point of the ball, with the cross, it's like, how do you walk by him like, hey, does this remind you of anything? Does it do anything for you? When you're massaging the outside of the football. But yeah.
Hey, we're trying to keep this PG-13. I know it's episode 69, but it has nothing to do with him.
The training camp, I believe, watching the Bills and going into camp, and it still doesn't have that sense of feeling, I believe, until the end of this week when it'll really feel like football once you see all the teams on the field.
Right. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. It's like once they're actually out there and they're practicing, and and they're not just wearing a jersey where they actually got the pads on. When you start seeing the little scuffles that happen because it's hot out.
Right.
Well, when it's hot, there's some chippiness.
Watching the Bills practice, they're in shirts and helmets, but I saw some of the guys out there with the pads on the helmets. I was like, wow, this is a little early.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't even know if those even work. I'm assuming they have to.
I'm gonna say they have to work, otherwise they wouldn't be wearing them.
The
But
pads, like literally the shoulder
the
pads
little-
on the helmets.
Yeah,
yeah, those whatever they have to put it up on there. I mean,
Jesus.
I'm just like you have no shoulder pads, you have no leg pads, but you're protecting your skull even more than what it is. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they're going up for them passes already, diving for stuff. I don't know. But I thought it was quite odd.
Well, I mean, that's
Ooh.
to each their own. So we
Uh,
had some news this week.
Okay.
We have black helmets.
I actually like that. And Carolina kind of they're doing the same thing, and they're pretty sick. I like those.
Yeah, I saw Chicago is going with the orange helmet.
And Cleveland roasting them.
Is that what they did?
Oh man, Cleveland. Yeah, they tweeted when Chicago tweeted that out. Cleveland put back how original.
I heard that the Giants are going to go back to
The retro.
the retro
Blue.
New York sign, which is really a little different than what you got on your hat right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it just has the Giants, old school.
Yeah, we're actually going back to the white with the blue star. Last time they were used was 10 years ago.
with the shoulders, with the blue shoulders.
I don't know. I don't know what I just know the white helmet right now. I don't know what jersey they're gonna have, but
I loved it when you guys wore those jerseys because you guys sucked in those jerseys so bad. It was like the white. You know what jersey I'm talking about? The white jersey with the blue blue sleeves, because you guys stunk really badly in those jerseys. For some reason, those jerseys you couldn't win a game in those jerseys.
Well,
yeah, that's funny that I remember it like that too. Like it was like you guys. I'm sure you guys did win games in those jerseys, but those were hideous jerseys, and you guys just weren't that good.
Yeah, I like the white helmet. It's the jersey I'm not too fond of. Maybe if it was the 93, 94, 95 jerseys, white jerseys with the stars on the shoulders.
Just the star, not the actual, blue sleeves.
Yeah.
Because I think of that, and I think of the coach, the roly-poly that had the gray hair or the blonde hair with the glasses.
Campos.
Yeah, it could be him.
Oh no. That in 2012, that was what's his name already? Garrett. He took over. He took over. Yeah, 2012. Yeah, he was already running the organization when the new coach for the XFL team that just got what's his name? Oh man, I can't even think right now. Oh, what was his name? I keep wanting to say Adams, but it's not Adams.
I don't know either.
You know who it is.
And it's not Wilson, right?
No.
And not Campo?
Yeah. Not Wade Wilson.
Not Campo.
Wade Phillips.
Wade Phillips. Okay.
Yeah, Wade Phillips. I was sitting there. Wade. Yeah. Yeah, Wade Phillips. Yeah, he was already gone by then.
The funny story about Wade Phillips, when hold on, does anyone see the NFL streaming service?
Yes, I did see that announced this morning on Good Morning Football. And it's going to be available for everyone
for $30
if you pay the premium.
It's $30 a year, and they're not going to really show any games on it. It's more for just extra content.
Yeah.
Okay.
And DirecTV actually sent out saying that the NFL package is free to everyone this year.
Yeah, because I think this is their last year.
Well,
that's their last year.
And of course, the Vikings fan is already, trying to make up for the fact that they don't like us very much by saying that the Eagles are going to win the NFC East. I know how much they love us up there. Excuse me.
Bless you.
It is what it is.
Well, I think he's right. I think that we.
I don't think he's right.
I don't think he's right either.
Yeah,
Well, so
that's all hearsay from you guys.
what I want to talk about real quick
Yes, the
is
NFL package is free this year.
Yep.
yeah. So late last week, the Los Angeles Rams got their Super Bowl rings.
Welcome, hiker. I appreciate it. I remember seeing you over there.
They're, I mean, it's pretty cool. I don't know, Jamie, if you've seen the picture or True Blue.
I actually have opinions about these things.
So I do too, actually, and I'm glad that I'm glad you do. I'm glad I brought it up. But before we get into it, I noticed one thing that they're missing. They're missing a Lombardi trophy.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
On the side?
It's on the front. So
No, hear me out. But okay,
all right. So yes, that was part of. So I actually spoke about this. Yes, they are missing a Lombardi trophy.
Yes, because they are not recognizing the 1990 St. Louis Rams.
The 99,
not 99, not 1990. That's the Giants. 1999 St. Louis Rams.
Correct.
And there's a lot of Ram fans that are quite upset about that.
Yes, I agree. Well, first off, I mean,
as they should.
Yes. I'm gonna let you talk for a few minutes, and then we're gonna go to a commercial break, and then I'll come back with my rant on this because I've actually got a rant on this.
Okay, good. I hope I'm not going to ruin this, and I'll make it quick, and I'll let True Blue chime in as well. Of course, not let, but I'll shut up so you can talk. I don't like the fact that these rings open up. I think it's starting to get to me. Now I'm an old head. I'll admit it. It's starting to be redundant ever since the back-to-back championship with the Golden State Warriors. I don't know what year when they started doing that. I said, great. Now every ring is going to do this. You got last year, you got the Braves with the lights inside of the ring. What? You got, okay, you got the Tampa Bay last year's Super Bowl ring where they open up and they got the field. It's okay. I get it. It can open up. It looks good. Can we move on from that? Okay, True Blue, I'm done.
No, I'm right there with you. And I wish the ring size was smaller. These guys are putting it on. I don't know if you've ever seen the skit with Frank Caliendo where he's making fun of John Gruden.
He has that one,
and he has that one ring, and I mean that's what it's getting to, and it's ridiculous, and it's like no sane guy wants to go out there and have dinner with that ring on.
Oh, you can't
because
there's
aggravating you the whole time.
There's actually a picture of Von Miller wearing his Super Bowl 50 ring, which was a huge ring back then itself.
Yeah,
right next to the Los Angeles Super Bowl ring, and it dwarfs it. Looks like a little class ring right next to it.
And that's where these guys, we talk about class with the suits and ties and showing up to the airplane, being dressed. Well, how about we start with the rings? Let's go back to having some class with the rings.
I can agree. And like I said, I do have a pretty good rant on this. I'm actually, I'm actually not happy about it whatsoever. But let's go to a commercial break since we're about at the halfway point, and this will be a good teaser for this rant coming out. So please stay tuned for these quick commercial messages, and we'll be back in just over a minute's time.
The Hometown Foundation is excited to bring back the Dream Ride Experience, August 26th to the 28th at Connecticut's Farmington Polo Club. Join us in celebrating the accomplishments of our Dream Riders while enjoying live music, a car and motorcycle show, family fun zone, pet adoptions, canine demonstrations, the Fireman's Chili Cook-Off, and much, much more. Get your tickets today.
You can see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready. I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face. Oh, I'm from Brooklyn. Hey, get any...
This is good comeback music. And we're back.
Let's
I
get
kinda
on.
like this. So, like I said, I have an opinion about this, and my first opinion is they are. First off, I don't believe that LA deserved to have a home Super Bowl. They should have waited a couple of years to have the Super Bowl in there instead of doing it so soon. And they didn't deserve to have that home Super Bowl. So the fact that they went ahead and they put the stadium underneath the thing that comes apart, that was first off, that's ridiculous. Who wants to take off the diamonds? Oh, let me show you the stadium. Hey, this is what this
Right.
Come on. That looks like crap. It looks like something that you would get now in a Cracker Jack. It's like, I understand that it's a lot more money than a Cracker Jack, but
Right.
but realistically, I think the designer of that is just straight ass. I think it's just straight ass. They should have made the stadium and put the diamonds in the stadium then. You know what I mean? And did it that way, where maybe you had a prong that came up looking like the Lombardi in the stadium.
Yeah.
That would have looked a little bit better as far as I'm
Well,
concerned.
it's an indoor state, and does the roof open and close?
No.
No, it's just
So it stays
all the time.
closed.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the game last year, but they actually had to evacuate the seating areas when the lightning storm was going on.
Did they really? No,
Yes.
I don't recall that.
Yes, it was Raiders and Chargers, I believe, and there was lightning going on, and they made everybody move out of their seats because it wasn't protected for that.
Mm.
Oh, so if there's lightning, it will
can't- they-
strike. So
They
don't
shut
be
down
paying,
their-
don't be holding up an umbrella in the stadium because you're toast.
Yeah, well, that just imagine that.
What was that?
Well,
$2.1 million, $2.1 million,
Billion.
and no
Billion.
Yeah, that's what I said. $2.1 billion would it be,
Yeah.
and they couldn't put a friggin' lightning rod. Really? That's what you're just telling me?
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is why LA doesn't deserve a team.
Well-
First off, after you saw the Super Bowl, they saw the tens of hundreds of people out on the streets
I don't
cheering
know.
for the Super Bowl.
I don't know how much you guys are into sports conspiracies, but I will send you over a video so you guys can watch it, and then you'll decide. And then after seeing it, you'll say, well, this makes sense why they had the Super Bowl the year that they opened the stadium and why they got picked to win.
Well,
Right,
so
because they're trying to get some people to actually watch in LA because nobody wants to watch in LA.
well, isn't it kind of, I don't want to say tradition, but isn't it known that when a new stadium opens up, within 3 to 5 years of that stadium opening up, that they have the Super Bowl there, regardless of what team?
Yeah,
Well,
3 to
I
5
mean,
years.
Yeah,
Well,
so,
that's
that's what I'm saying. I mean, what I'm saying is between three, because normally the AT&T Stadium just opened up, and then they had the Steeler and the Green Bay Packer, and then you had Minnesota Stadium open up. They had the Super Bowl there. Atlanta, same thing. So this is nothing new. And let's not. I mean, I haven't seen that. I'm really interested in seeing what you got. Let's not get it twisted. I mean, the Rams, they had to earn the right to get there, but that I just want to put that aside. I want to talk about how stupid. I don't want to say stupid. That's a strong word. On the top, and I understand they're trying to do the LA theme, but there's 2 palm trees on top of the Super Bowl ring. On top of the
Crap.
Okay,
Straight crap. And not
That's
a
all.
second Lombardi. Let's forget about everything that this franchise has done before we got here. Since we left LA initially, because we couldn't harbor the team there first. They went to St. Louis. Yeah, after the Cardinals went to Arizona, LA went to St.
Mhm.
Louis. So the St. Louis Rams, they won a Super Bowl there, and then they says, okay, we'll go back to LA now. Back to the stadium that they left initially because they didn't want to play there because nobody came to watch, and still nobody comes to watch. Hey, we're going to make sure that none of the 49ers can buy a ticket to our stadium for the NFC Championship game, and you saw nothing but red because they needed some people to go in the stadium because nobody in LA is going to go to that game. Nobody cares.
Well, you look at now that I'm thinking about what you're talking about, how they didn't recognize the St. Louis. I think it has something to do with the whole lawsuit that's pending. I think with that litigation
Well, yeah,
that's going on,
I get
I think
regardless though.
it's a little bit of spite. I
Yeah,
think
but that just shows the pettiness, you know.
well, that's what it
But
is.
what is the lawsuit? Is it the name? Is it the fact that the Rams took their Super Bowl, the St. Louis Super Bowl with
No,
them, or
the fact that they moved out. That's why I said when I send you this video, everything's going to make sense.
okay? I'm really I'm anxious.
It's
to get
not
this
long
video.
either. It's not long either. It's 15, 20 minutes, but then you'll
Hey,
say,
it don't matter to
you know,
me. I'll watch it. I'm intrigued. I'm
but yeah,
completely intrigued.
I think what you're saying, pettiness, yeah, it's spite. It's like, you know what, we're not going to recognize St. Louis. We're not going to do anything about St. Louis. St. Louis is in the past, and we're not part of it anymore.
And
Which is crazy.
I hope that the judge finds them and they have to settle with 3 times the amount of money.
Tell
You know,
me how
let
you
it go
really
crazy.
feel.
I tell you, well, because I think it's crap. I think it's straight crap. You know, it's like so. I mean, I've been dealing with this a little bit with baseball because the A's in Oakland, the team that you
Was
watch
about ready
money.
to
Everybody's
go.
watched Moneyball, where they made the players pay for their own sodas.
Right.
Now are going to possibly move to LA. And if they move to LA, they're going to be able to put a 0 on the end of what they're worth. Because right now, I think the team as a whole in Oakland is worth like 110 million or 118 million
Oh
dollars,
my.
something ridiculously low because it's in Oakland and they don't spend any money, and it's worth like three times the there are 3 years or 5 years worth. So it's not a tremendous amount of money. It might be more than that. It might be
Hey
like
guys.
200,000. But if they go to Vegas, they're just going to be able to put a 0 on their 200 million, and they're going to
Well,
put a 0 on it, and it's going to be to go from 200 million to 2 billion. And I don't think that the guy in Oakland deserves it. You can't
so
run a cheap organization
I
and then
think
think all of a sudden we're going to just move over here and wow, now I went from a millionaire to a billionaire.
so.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Okay, look, Philly, you and I, we'll put together like $200. True Blue, you take care of the rest, and we'll buy the with our money combined. We'll buy the Oakland A's.
Yeah, and it weren't we talking about this last week about that athletic stadium? Or was that
We were,
I
It
hear
wasn't
it
us.
somewhere else?
That might have been
Yeah,
somewhere else
but
because I don't remember it.
So now the city of Oakland is apparently saying, you know what, we lost the Raiders. We're gonna have to do something to keep these athletics, and now we're gonna agree to another stadium. So I'm just like, the I understand teams having to
You know
move and
what? Yeah,
everything.
as I'm watching because the Sixers again are. I've just said that they are going to build a 1.3 billion dollar again with a B stadium, and it not cost a dime to taxpayers. So don't tell me that you need the taxpayers to help fund a stadium that you're going to get all the revenue from. Get the hell out of here. You got millions of dollars. Stop being a cheap ass and go ahead and build a stadium. Or if you can't build a stadium, get some other people with some money to help you. You don't
Yep.
need to charge those guys in Oakland. These guys in Oakland, first off, the cost of living out there is so ridiculous
right.
because it is still part of San Francisco. And it's like, I know, like a normal house in San Francisco, my house right here, I got it for sale, and I have a modest house. I ain't nothing crazy, and it's, I'm selling mine it's on the market right now for $210,000. This same house over here, you put this on in San Francisco, and it goes for 2.1 million.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So being across the street in Oakland or across the bridge or whatever it is in Oakland isn't going to make that, it's expensive to live there.
Yep.
And then you're going to charge the taxes so that you can keep that team. Have them go and don't allow them to go to Vegas. Send them up to Salt Lake City and see how much they like it up there.
Yeah, I and see that's why, I don't know if you guys heard the stats last week about, the revenue of the Oakland Raiders and what they're projected to get for their ticket sales because of the new stadium. I'm like, you're in one of the, glitziest, richest cities in the country. That's why tickets are so expensive. It's not the fans that are purchasing these tickets. It's all these casinos purchasing all these seats, then forwarding and selling them off or giving them to clients or giving them to regular.
Well, and you guys haven't been to that stadium yet, have you?
Which one?
Vegas.
Vegas.
No, I haven't. I haven't been in that one yet.
It ain't what it's supposed to be. You know, it looks cool from the outside, but I would have thought it would have been more Vegas-like inside. They didn't. They could. You know what gets me? You just built a brand new stadium, and there's guys standing in line for urinals.
Right.
For minutes, for like time. Like the women got all the bathrooms. No lines in the women's room. You always see the lines in the women's room because there's there's only so many toilets. Like literally, you started in line and to go to the bathroom at the start of halftime. You're still in line at the end of halftime trying to go to the bathroom still.
Well,
this is Vegas. This is Vegas. Come on now. That's the problem with ownership of the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders. That he's another cheap ass.
Well, so I'm glad you brought that up. And True, help me out with this. I don't know if you had to deal with this getting your tickets.
Jerry's not cheap.
No, he is not. And I'm not saying this because I hate the Dallas Cowboys, because we all know I do. Okay. But I'm not going to say it. I had a friend of mine approach me saying that, because he found out I was a season ticket holder for the Giants and he wanted to be a season ticket holder for the Cowboys. And he wanted to know, since he knows I'm going to want one ticket, if I was willing to go half with him for the season.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, sure, and he, we were negotiating price. Long story short, I ended up calling the Dallas Cowboys, right? Just to get a baseline cost of tickets. Now, I will say this, the PSL with the Giants, I do not pay any kind of interest whatsoever on my PSL. Jerry, on the other hand, you're going to be paying some interest. And I think, and the PSL, the tickets aren't that expensive, right? I mean, on either side. I mean, they're going to cost, however you look at it, of course, depending on where you sit. But the PSL is the most expensive part of the whole package. And guys, the PSL stands for the personal seat licensing. So basically, you own the seat that you sit in, but the caveat is you have to buy the tickets.
You still have to buy the tickets.
Have to buy the tickets. So the tickets may cost, and I'm just going to throw out a cost. The tickets may cost $2,000 for 2 seats, $1,000 a pop for the year. However, the PSL per seat will be $2,000. Now, like I said, in this scenario, no. So you only got to pay a portion of that a year.
Right.
So
that's why it's only $2,000 a year, because it's really like $30,000 for 15 years.
And see, that's the thing. You will pay a percentage of interest on those seats via Jerry Jones. Now, via John Mara, no, you don't pay that. It is what it is.
Because it stinks out loud right now.
What?
Nobody would go to the games. You saw at the Eagles game, at the Eagles-Giants game, there were a lot of open seats.
Now, not where I was sitting. I mean, in the lower 100 bowl.
Yeah,
but I mean, of course, when you're going up to the nosebleed,
over from you, and there were a lot of open seats.
I went closer up. Yes.
No, just a couple sections over. I was only a couple sections over from you.
Where were you sitting?
You were in 115, right?
Right.
I was in 117, 118, because I was flipping back and forth because if somebody came to the seat, I got up and I'm like, okay, I'm going over here now. And just would go over there and literally was just bouncing back and forth. And they didn't care because it was like they were having fun with me.
Well, plus, I mean, if nobody's claiming those seats, then.
Well, yeah, but there were a lot of open seats. Like a lot.
Well, I'll say where I was sitting at, it was, and I'm not trying to say that the game was sold out. Obviously, it wasn't. However, where I was at, there was there was more, Giant fans than I'll say Eagle fans, which I'm not surprised. But I know
Because
towards the end
those
of the
are all season
season,
tickets for people who actually care about the Giants and want to sit in a nice, comfy seat. I mean, you were sitting in the VIP areas,
well, I mean,
of that. So that's where I'm saying that most of the Giants faithful, if they don't have to pay a tremendous amount of money, if they're not doing that, they're going to be able to get those seats pretty well. And if the seats are $150 a pop for 8 games or 9 games or 10 games, whatever they
yeah,
gotta
no,
buy.
so those seats are a little more expensive. Plus, the PSL for those seats are freaking ridiculous.
Where's
It's where I was sitting at for those
Oh,
seats. Yeah,
yeah.
it's not cheap. You're looking like $20,000 to $40,000 because we had the coaches club seats, and those seats we were sitting at, they were the same as where I'm. Well, they were the same type of seats where I'll be sitting at now. But I mean, I'll be sitting up in the higher 104 area. But the point I'm trying to make is like these seats are freaking already expensive, but Jerry will nickel and dime, his fan base. Now, and Jerry Jones is doing some good things that I wish John Mara would do. I mean, I wish we had a New York Giants store up in Jersey. Everywhere you go in Dallas, there's a Dallas Cowboys store. I mean, that's where I get all my good toilet paper. 2-ply. It tickles. Do they have a Philadelphia Eagles store where you're
That
you're
joke
at?
is never funny. Just so
I
that
mean,
you know.
it's funny
I
to
mean,
me.
I
It's
know,
funny to me.
I know
And
it's funny
you
to
got True
and listen,
laughing over here.
and I can't stand.
It's
and I can't
hilarious.
stand- I think he's laughing at the fact that I'm
You
saying
know?
that it's not funny.
No. I mean,
I'm not. Trust me, I
you
hate the Dallas Cowboys.
you just don't
There
know
ain't no
good humor.
ifs, ands,
You
or buts
you
about that.
you just
No,
don't know good
I'm
humor.
tired of the poop
That's all it
humor.
is. You don't
I'm
know
tired
good
of the
humor.
poop humor.
Well, now you're saying poop.
One
Come on
big
now.
guy, one cup.
You are making you're making it too easy when you say poo humor.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I'm not. I'm going to give you a bye this week. I'm not going to bring it up because
So
you know what that fan with the shit in his mouth. You know what he said? Let me tell you about how I should have cussed. Let me tell you about this poo I got in my mouth. This.
so
See, this is where you say, "I wish you would." I wish you would. So, anyway,
letting go, or let's go back to the New York Football Giants.
yes, sir.
Being in the state of New Jersey, and the fan base of Buffalo, given the harassment, claiming to be the only actual New York team.
Mm-hmm.
I think that where they built the stadium is not all that great, but two, I believe that the New York Football Giants need to do something to get themselves established back in the state that they're supposed to be.
I agree. And I mean, plus, that comment that the Buffalo Bills said is so wide right. I mean, it is just so wide right. I mean, it's just
1986 wide right.
99
wide right.
Yeah. Like 20 to 19 wide right. So way off wide right. It's like there's no wood to that claim. There's no wood.
Now I'm ready for Philly to put the
You're not funny. That was hilarious. That was a good pun joke right
I'm
there.
glad that you think so.
Oh, thank you. Matter
You know,
of fact,
I
I'm gonna write that down.
I figure that they're just all out of Pepsi now because they gave it all away as the gift. Fan appreciation. We're gonna give you a Pepsi, but not for every fan. Just for the fans who buy the tickets.
Only the ticket holders. Only the ticket holders.
And only one per whole group of tickets. So you better sip only a little bit.
No, because I would get two. I would get 2 media Pepsis.
No, you wouldn't. No,
Yes, I
you wouldn't.
They only give the one?
Because that second ticket was still in your name.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So,
one Pepsi.
Yeah.
One.
I would have ice in my cup. Right. I would have my ice in my cup.
You better sip it.
And I see Gabe's, that I understand the stadium's practically new or whatever it may be, but I don't know. I think that whole situation of where the stadium is based is the New Jersey Giants.
Well, no, hold on, time out. See, that's the thing. You guys don't know the history of the football team. The reason why we moved to New Jersey was because when we were in Yankee Stadium, the Yankees owner wanted more money, and the Mara family was like, "No, we ain't gonna pay you more money."
And now they're
So
paying
because
everybody
the
more money.
Yankees they were successful, and they're like, "Hey, well, you got to pay us more," because we were playing at Yankee Stadium for a while, and then the only land that we could find, because where MetLife is, the Meadowlands was right next to it. So, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and that all used to be a dump.
well, I mean, at that part, I don't. They built it,
On a
you
dump
know,
site. They built it on a dump
where,
site.
well, then it looks pretty nice to be a dump.
Well, I'm just saying
So,
it was built on a dump site. That's where they were dumping trash. I think it was like a quarry. They filled it up with trash. They compacted it down. They did it the right way. But I think it's a dump site.
you
And I'm
know
not
what?
trying to be
That
a
part,
smart ass with that. I think it really
and
was
you
a
know
dump
what?
site.
That part I don't know. All I know is they put
all they
MetLife
need
right
to
over
do
there.
to improve that area is just make the exits easier to get out of that place.
You know what? I'll agree with that.
I stay across the street at the hotel there, and it
Which one
took
do
At
you
the
stay at?
mall. At the mall.
it took over an hour and a half just to get across the highway.
Well, which one do you stay at, the Hilton or the
Yeah.
Hampton?
The Hilton.
Of course, you would stay at the Hilton. Why'd I ask him that, Philly? Why did I ask, Mr. Diva here, which one he stayed in?
That's all.
He likes a minimal amount of cockroaches in his morning tea.
No, so I actually, since you want to be like this, I actually stayed at the Hilton when I went to the meet and greet, and I'll be honest, I wasn't impressed. The Hampton was better. I'll say the Hampton was better. My opinion. There was more
Everything's better in the
amenities.
Hamptons.
Yeah, that's facts.
And as Ed's saying, the FedEx, well, that's why they're trying to get their whole situation worked out on where they're going to build their stadium at.
Hey, they better make sure that all the brackets got their bolts tied down. You know what I mean? Before it's whatever. We're bringing 1,000 people in there, and I don't want to be falling onto the field.
I just think from where Pork Rind has said, and Pork Rind, too bad he's not on this. He would be able to point us in a better direction. But where they want the location of the new stadium, I think
so. It's going to be on the other side of Dulles, from what I understand.
Yeah,
in Virginia.
Yeah, in the Virginia section. So there's from the nation's capital. Like there's a highway. It's I think it's I-66.
Yeah.
And it goes from like the nation's capital all the way to Dulles Airport. And I used to cheat it all the time because there were tolls on every exit except the last one before the airport, which would be Sterling. And if you stayed in the middle and then zoomed across a couple of lanes of traffic to get off of the exit, you wouldn't have to pay the toll. And I would do that all the time because I was living in Sterling. And then over there. So, but there was this bar, and I think that this is the site that they were talking about in Centerville, Virginia, which is really close to West Virginia and stuff like that. It's right near one of those panhandles. And there was this club there called the Shark Club. And I remember it pretty well because, I still think of that club a little bit when I think about how I want to have my bar. And, but that area was huge and we had a lot of space. So I think that that's kind of what they're talking about because the highway continues. There is a lot of ways in and out of there. 28 and 66. See, Ed is my guy down there in Manassas, Virginia, right above Dumfries. So you got Dumfries and Manassas right there. Centerville is just on the other side of Dulles, where 28 and 66 kind of intersect. So you have those two highways right there. And it's actually, like I said, there's a lot of space that they would be able to do that and create parking and actually make a decent stadium. And get close enough to West Virginia where you'd start pulling some of that contingent, I think.
I know the last time Pork Run gave me a ride to the airport after the game, it took a while. It took a while due to the traffic. And I was just like,
did you make your flight?
Yeah, I made it. But
I love this one.
Wow.
If you
If you
live
live between,
between
it's-
Manassas and Dumfries, you're dumbasses. So,
Philly, if I may, real quick, and if it's okay, I'd like to mention tomorrow's show, because tomorrow's show is going to be a big deal on Make It Count. Just quick 30 seconds, guys. If you guys are a Giants fan and you're interested in getting some training camp tickets for Fan Fest, we are doing a giveaway. So not only are we giving those away, we got some surprises and more. So tomorrow, 8:00 Dallas, Texas time, Make It Count, the Sneaky G podcast. Come, please check it out. Shout out to Gabe and Sing, the Giant Sing, for providing us with the tickets for tomorrow.
yeah, I could definitely use some toilet paper myself. So,
Oh, I got some. The Phillies.
yeah,
Gonna
I figured
come,
the tickets.
No, the Dallas Cowboys toilet paper. I got that. Yeah.
No, I know.
Got the ready.
Yeah, so I'm ready for training camp. I can't say that enough. It's like watching it's car wreck in slow motion.
Yeah. It's like watching
it's
molasses
almost
roll down a
here,
tree.
but it's not. And then
So the
social
NFL Network
media.
has been playing the top 10 games of 2021, and I saw Game 6 and Game 4 and stuff like that. I was trying to watch as much as possible, but I don't really have TV at my house, so I can't watch it here. And trust me, I'm not really interested in watching it here because, my house is whitewashed right now.
Yeah, I know I recorded a couple of games the other day from that show. So I'm interested to see who it is. And not only that, I believe isn't the top 100 about to be released as well, top 100 players?
Yeah, it should be in about this time frame.
Yeah.
For this year.
Yeah.
For this year, the number one player, and I'm interested to see where everybody falls at, see where these guys voted at, them being the players who are the only ones who can vote on it. So I don't know who's going to be number one.
What do you think odds on favorite are?
I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron from the Rams is going to be top 3.
I was gonna say, I didn't think you meant Sam Darnold.
No, Aaron.
Yeah, him or Stafford. I think they're going to be
no. I don't even think Stafford will crack the top 10.
You don't?
No,
nope.
I don't think so.
I think Cooper Kupp.
I think Buffalo Bills Allen will. Josh Allen, of course, Mahomes, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
I'd be willing to bet that Tom Brady doesn't make the top 10.
No, he's a shoo-in, at least top 10.
He's
going to get it's going to be like an honorable mention.
I think he's top 20, but I don't think he's top 10.
Yeah, it's going to be that's why we need it to come out already. Just release it.
Yeah, and as I think right now, I could probably name 10 players that I think would be considered better than Tom Brady at this moment. Because it's at this moment, it's not of all time.
Yeah, at this moment, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that at this moment, he might make it into the top 20 because he gets voted in like that, but he's not going to be. And really, and I'd be willing to bet that most of these players don't even know 100 names.
Well, that's why the list is presented to them.
Right. They're like, hey, yeah, what do you start numbering this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, man, I think this guy might be 3.
Well,
Let me try to erase it and go to 5 and 6. And
it is a list that they vote on. So, I mean, this is a list voted on by their peers. So, we'll see. We'll see. I could still see Tom Brady be in the top. I'll be shocked if he's not in the top 10. I would be shocked. At least because at this point, it's almost like an honorable mention that he's going to get one of the top 10 slots.
Well, I tell you, as far as the time goes, today it went really fast.
Yes.
I'm surprised at how quick it went. It was like, bam, bam, we're already done. And of course, we talked just about as much about Washington as we have just about in every other show. So, work Ryan, we miss you.
Yeah, miss you, poor Ryan.
So hopefully he'll be back next week where we will be talking from or getting close to, I'll be getting closer to Canton, Ohio. So everybody, thank you very much for tuning into us. And as always, go Birds.
Let's go Giants.